Pisces, welcome into your weekly reading. Let's go. All right, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, as well as Venus signs. Don't forget about my Venus signs who are Pisces. Welcome into the weekly reading. Thank you so much for being here with me, Tiana Louise, intuitive coach, consultant. Taking a look into your deep soul connection, your twin flame connection. That's who I do readings for, our twin flames. For those of you who are not in twin flame connections, but are in a deep soul connection and are looking for answers. I tell people all the time, the twin flame model or the twin flame journey serves as a good model for all connections because it requires such deep soul work. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to take a look at what's going on between you two right now. If you're here on my channel, that's because you guys are in some sort of challenge, separation, difficulty, not talking, no communication. Could have been going on like this for a very long time, or it's something that could have just happened recently. But I do not read for people who are happy in a relationship or in union, because I don't think you would be here if that's the case. So, that being said, now that we are all clear, I want to add one other thing. So stick around for the whole reading, because at the end we will have story time. My channel, my company, my coaching company is called Worth a Read, because I not only do readings for my clients, I'm a big proponent of books. I also work with authors and speakers who have a spirituality based message. And so I'm always, offering anyone that I work with or come into contact with worthy resources to help empower them along their own journey in the form of books. So I have an intuitively guided message out of a book that I feel is totally worth a read and will help you along this journey. So you want to stay tuned for story time, okay? Now, I am going to pull the overall energy and the connection from my Kuan Yin Oracle. It's a deck that I don't use all the time, so I will read the card intuitively and also give you some of the messages from the book. But we have a new moon in Cancer happening on the 20th, and it's a challenging new moon, even though new moons typically offer us a fresh start. Well, they always offer us fresh start, new beginning, new cycle. This one is at 28 degrees Cancer, opposite Saturn. So it's bringing up some challenges, and I took some notes on exactly what is occurring. Yeah, so with this moon, there's a lot of just natural feelings of hardship and resistance and struggle and frustration. Easy to fall into feeling pessimistic, like you're helpless. Outside influences or forces beyond your control are running the show, and not in a good way. So right now, really important to tune into love, and Kuan Yin is the love goddess. So I think any wisdom from her can be helpful at this time, because you're going to need a lot of patience to persevere and dedication to stay the course as you move on your journey this week. So what is the overall energy of the connection at this time? Okay, so look, we got Tai Chi rising. I'm going to pull one more because that popped out in the, I believe it was the Aquarius reading that I did. So I don't know, maybe this is a theme. Uh-oh, hit the camera. Maybe this is a theme right now for a lot of people at this time, but I want to just get one more to clarify. Oh, and one of my cards are turned up. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what the overall energy is in the connection at this time. Okay, so let's see what the overall energy is in the connection at this time. What does Kuan Yin have to say? I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. There's like someone outside of my house. I don't know if they're near my house, but I just hear someone yelling. And I'm trying to ignore it, but I mean, you probably can hear it too. There has been a lot going on outside today. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Let's continue. So we have the Empress of the Pearl that came out. This is interesting. Number 10 card. 10s represent completion, the end of a cycle. And to me, pearls represent, treasures. So I feel like there's some treasure being uncovered or found, and you're really owning that, owning what's good in the connection. Likely yourself, really owning yourself, your own divinity, your own worth and value. And yeah, not being afraid to step fully into the power of you. That's what's coming up for me. It's a very sensual energy of really getting to know oneself, right? So whatever is happening in the connection at this time is causing that energy to be present. Very interesting. Yeah, so this card talks about you having an inner gift of great value that's come about due to a lot of struggle and adversity and challenge. And I mean, that's the nature of a pearl. And it says, to know that in wisdom, suffering always leads to growth, right? As long as we're willing to search for a way to heal through it. So being able to see any challenges that come up in your connection right now as a way to expand your spiritual light versus diminish it. Ooh, and that's so powerful. That's such a powerful perspective for you to step into this week with this new moon in Cancer opposite Saturn energy, right? Seeing the challenges as an opportunity for growth versus getting all caught up in the suffering of it, choosing to not focus on what doesn't feel good, what isn't working, and instead diving for the lesson of it all. What is this pain here to teach me is a good question to ask yourself, right? And to look at your struggles as a karmic gift. A karmic gift is being presented this week. Okay, allowing you the opportunity to step into inner expansion, inner growth, spiritual evolution. And once you really own that and recognize that, then you become a part of the solution versus the problem. Okay, you're not adding any unnecessary drama. You're not expending any unnecessary energy. You're not creating any more karma, right? Very, very powerful. Okay. And this talks about, okay, here's the deal. If you've been attracting, or if this connection, has been attracting some negative energy between you guys, right? Or you've just been feeling low vibe. It's just been taking a lot out of you. No need to fret. No need to fret. You can rest assured that what's being stirred up is being stirred up for a reason. And there is definitely a treasure to be found. I don't know why I can't get this the way that I want it to go. I'm sorry, this person is like yelling and it's really concerning me. Okay. So he stopped. Whew. Okay. So really recognizing the gift of it is what will help release any struggles that come up in a connection right now. So this is an opportunity for you to prepare yourself to respond versus react. Okay? Whew, man, with that person yelling, that was a lot. So let's see what exactly is coming up in the connection as a source of conflict between you two right now. Oh man. Okay, this deck just fell, so I guess it wants to be used. Oh man, this person, I might have to go check on him because he is just yelling. Okay, I'm gonna go check on this person. I will be right back. Can I? Woo! All right. Okay. Pisces, back to your reading. I had to go and check on the person who you may hear in the background yelling. This is someone in my neighborhood, in my community, who lives pretty far down the block from me. And to me, from where I am, it sounds like they're yelling help. But actually, this person is doing some sort of prayer offering to the sun. So, unfortunately, while he's doing that, I'm going to continue my reading with you, and if it picks up, I'm sorry, but I have to have my windows open because it's really hot in my house. Well, it's really hot outside, so it's really hot in my house. So the windows are open, and hopefully his ritual or prayer or whatever it is will be over soon, because there were a bunch of other neighbors coming out and he's fully in trance. Like when I tried to speak with him, he was not able to speak. So back to the conflicts coming up in your connection that are actually wrapped in a lot of lessons and blessings, if you choose to see it that way. Okay, so what are those this week? All right, look at that. We have alone, feeling abandoned, feeling lost, feeling lonely, right? And really understanding that you are never alone, and really taking comfort in that and finding a sense of peace, right? This person may have abandoned you in some way. You may have some issues related to family abandoning you, and you look to this person as family, right? And so this is all about you being able to find a sense of support, if not in the physical world, but definitely in the spiritual world, and really being able to release any codependency or fear and illusion of separation, or being, out in the cold, lonely and lost without someone next to you. Really learning to stand on your own. And here's the deal. This person may have actually walked away from you, but being able to see that as a critical lesson needing to be healed, learned, and released is critical, right? Because this has definitely played a part into your beliefs, into who you believe yourself to be, who you believe others to be, and how you actually see the world, right? And so Spirit is working with you around that at this time. Let's pull some tarot cards to look at that a little bit more, clarify that. Okay, so we have the Lovers, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so Yeah, I feel a lot of hurt and pain. I feel a lot of feelings of being let down, let go. This person, obviously the King of Pentacles, to me, this is representative of the divine masculine. So if you're a divine feminine watching this reading for your divine masculine, this is how I see you seeing them as your King of Pentacles. We have the Lovers here. So to me, that's the Gemini card, right? And to me, this is about you choosing a new perspective in this connection and choosing to see what has happened in the connection in a new way, in a way that actually serves your growth, right? You've spent enough time down in the dumps and in the negative Nancy syndrome about what they did wrong to you and how they left you, walked away from you, abandoned you, just like, you know, everyone else close to you, something like that, some sort of story like that, where you really need to take the blinders off and see what's underneath that. What is your soul trying to teach you through those kinds of experiences, and what needs to shift around the beliefs you've created as a result of those stories. Okay? Because here's the deal. It's just not making you feel good. It's just not making you feel good. Okay? So let's look at the energies that has been created as a result of this story. That with this Two of Swords energy, it's like, yeah, being trapped in like illusions, and then like, you know, stubbornly staying there. Like refusing to make the choice to step into a higher perspective. And how would you do that? You would have to forgive. That's the lesson, right? At least that's part of it. And trust. Trust that it was there to teach you something, there to help lift you into a higher awareness, not to harm you. Okay? So let's look at their energy towards you right now, because this is what's going on in the connection with this new moon in Cancer energy this week. Let's see their energy towards you. And here's the deal. I'm not here to tell you that this person didn't do something wrong to you, but what I'm telling you is, based on the cards that's come out, looking at it from a blame perspective, holding on to any anger or resentment, refusing to see the higher soul lesson in it, is doing nothing but keeping you bound up and tied up and in a very low vibration, right? And the only way to raise yourself out of that is to see the treasure underneath all of this muck, right? To really go diving for the pearl wisdom in it all, okay? Okay, so look, and they're in it just like you. Their energy towards you, attachment. This is one of ego. This is one of codependency. This is one of not being able to let go. And this is one of wearing a false mask. So you see through it. And I feel like that's what kind of keeps you in this place of being angry and mad, because it's like, hey, they're not doing their work, so why should I? Well, it's not about them. It's about you. Okay, and look, they're not doing their work because they're trapped in just as much illusion as you, the goddess of the moon. This is about being trapped in that darker energy, not being able to see the light, right? And maybe not even wanting to. Sometimes the truth is not what people want to see. And when we're on the receiving end of that, the only thing that we could do is accept that and do our work to move forward. And with this goddess of the moon card here, to me, this is saying this person is choosing to ignore the truth, because this card talks about, you know, following your intuition, being willing to go into your intuition to receive the light of the moon from your soul's point of view. And they're not willing to do that because they're still attached to whatever story they're holding on to. Okay, so in order for them to get something new, they would really have to step outside of that. But with that, attachment energy, which is the number 5 card, and 5s represent, challenge and conflict and a struggle. Even though there is a need to change, there's a struggle in doing so, there's a resistance in doing so, and there's a strong attachment to our old patterns and belief systems. Okay, so both of you guys are struggling with old patterns and belief systems. So what's really the way out of that? What would have to be let go of to move out of that? What would they need to let go of? What do you need to let go of? Okay, so for them, it's about surrendering to what is, right? To the what's so. It says flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So they themselves have had a problem surrendering to the truth of the situation, surrendering to exactly what happened, their part in it, your part in it, and really seeing it from an objective place. For you, you can't stop talking about it. You would have to surrender to silence, to really just, sit in quiet meditation around it. It says in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So this is about listening to your soul. What you both need to let go of, ego. Right? Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. Emphasis on coming from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And this is not about letting go and forgiving someone who wronged you. This is about understanding that forgiveness is for you. For you to clear your karma, to cleanse your soul, to raise your vibration, and to clear out any stagnant low vibration energy. Because I don't care how much you try, when you drink poison and expect the other person to die, you are trapped in a cycle of illusion. Okay, and we saw that with that 2 of Swords. So how do you get out of this? That's the question, right? Because here's the deal: if you could, you would have already. So that's why you're here. We're going to look at how you get out of it. In the extended, what you're going to do is click the link down in the description box. That will take you to the place you need to be in order to get that. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can also get the link to that below. Remember, I do them live online, so you will actually meet with me in a one-to-one session. I have a lot of fun doing those. I really like working with people in that way. And before you click off, we're going to have our story time, but make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel so we can keep connecting. Now, it's story time. Okay, so like I told you, I meditated on a book. This is the book of the week, Braving the Wilderness. That's what's coming up in this challenging new moon in Cancer, opposite Saturn energy, right? It can feel like we're out in the wilderness, and sometimes we may need to create our own wilderness, right? But this book is about, finding our authenticity, our true sense of belonging, and having the courage to do so in our own unique divinity. So when I meditated on your energy, Pisces, and asked Spirit what you could benefit from hearing in this book, I was led to page 149. And it talks about having a strong back. It says, all of us will spend our life constantly strengthening our back, softening our front, and trying to listen to the whispers of our wild heart. For some of us, however, the focus on our work will be on developing that strong back. When strengthening our back is our particular challenge, we are often driven by what people think, perfecting, pleasing, proving, and pretending get in the way of the strong back. One way to strengthen our courage muscle is learning how to put braving into practice. If you don't know what braving stands for, the B is for boundaries, the R is for reliability, the A for accountability, the V for vault, the I for integrity, N for non-judgment, G for generosity. So the B for boundaries, learning to set, hold, and respect boundaries. The challenge is letting go of being liked and the fear of disappointing people. The R, reliability, learning how to say what we mean and mean what we say. The challenge is not overcommitting and over-promising to please others or prove ourselves. Accountability, learning how to step up, be accountable, take responsibility, and issue meaningful apologies when we're wrong. The challenge is letting go of blame and staying out of shame. So I think that's what you're being asked in this reading, is to take accountability. The V is for vault, learning how to keep confidences, to recognize what's ours to share and what's not. The challenge is to stop using gossip, common enemy intimacy, and oversharing as a way to hotwire connection. Integrity, learning how to practice our values, even when it's uncomfortable and hard. See, one of our values, right, and I'm sure one of your values is being a loving person, which is forgiveness. That's wrapped in forgiveness, being able to forgive. But the challenge around that is choosing courage over comfort in those moments that you gotta be in your integrity. The N for non-judgment, learning how to give and receive help. The challenge is letting go of helper and fixer as our identity and the source of our self-worth. Generosity, the G, learning how to set the boundaries that allow us to be generous in our assumptions about others. The challenge is being honest and clear with others about what's okay and not okay. Braving. That's the message that came up for you out of the Braving the Wilderness book. If you want to watch a video that puts that into a little more perspective, I have put a link to a video to that below. And meet me over in the extended. We will look at the what of what you need to do in order to really step into these lessons that Spirit is offering you to look at as treasures. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. Peace.